Imagine all the luxuries you take for granted no longer exist. Could you learn how to live off the land again? Would it bring you closer to your fellow humans? This is a journey of discovery.
My name's Dustin Hollick. I'm a bit of a roamer of the world, but at the moment I'm based in Lennox Head, a little town on the east coast of Australia. I'm a father of two. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. The laps are a journey around island nations of the world. The idea came about by me wanting to adventure more. I had a family and I want to get that sense of adventure back, and I want to do it in a sustainable way that's good for future generations. I want to do the laps with Ryan because I know that he lives what the idea of the laps is. He grows his own food, he wastes nothing, and he's just so passionate about the environment.
My name is Ryan James Slapp. I live in northern New South Wales in a town called Tintinbar. The laps to me is like sort of an experiment to see how little we need to have a really good time and survive.
Tasmania, Australia, a rugged island that sits way south at the junction of the Indian, Pacific and Southern Oceans. Settled 40,000 years ago, an indigenous population thrived until British colonisation in the late 1700s. Now, mining, forestry and agriculture are slowly being phased out by tourism, fine arts and gourmet foods, as Tasmanians seek to place a greater economic value on their unique resources. The boys will have a maximum of 14 days to circumnavigate Tasmania. In a quest to get back to basics and consume less, the boys will travel with no cash, no car, no phone and only 10 items.
I was a highwayman. Along the coast road I would ride, sword and pestle by my side.
In the weeks leading up to the journey, the Laps crew made their route known on social media. Some friendly locals invited them to drop by. First stop, MacKillop College.
Pretty interested to see what this school's got in store for us, Ryan.
Welcome to MacKillop.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, this is me. This is the garden.
Although willing to try anything, Dustin has a deep fear of birds.
I just need to show Dustin this rooster.
Man, I don't know if I want to see that rooster, eh? How are you, little rooster? Hello, fella. Hello.
The boys worked in the garden and were invited to speak at the school assembly. In return, they were loaned 2 sturdy bikes.
Thank you.
Despite not having ridden bikes for several years, they set off into 40-knot headwinds and made some slow ground through Hobart's northern suburbs, getting lost once or twice along the way and generally wondering what the hell they got themselves into.
We are completely cooked, but there's probably, Ryan thinks, half an hour of light left. We found some pizza rolls, so we're cooking them up on the side of the road. We found them, or Ryan found them. Yeah. Come round here, guys, check out our humble abode for the night. Pretty luxurious lodgings tonight. A patch of grass out the back of a shed.
No, this is the bottom.
Sorry. What a small tent we have, Ryan.
We're just not doing it right. What is that bit? If it wasn't for the school today giving us those bikes, we wouldn't have covered so much ground. So
yeah.
We're super grateful for that.
The kids at the schools were amazing, and the teachers and everyone was so amazing there. And we pushed through and made a bit of ground, and I don't know what the time is, but now here we are in the tent, about to pass out. Thank you. Good night.
Day 2 dawned clear. Beautiful, cold, still bloody windy. Our intrepid travellers continued west along the Lyle Highway. Respite was to come in the form of Shauna Picken and her partner Adrian, 2 ethical hunters who would track the boys down in hope of teaching these surfy bums how to catch a feeder rabbit, a once familiar skill lost to recent generations.
This is a perfect spot to do a bit of ferreting, and I don't know if you guys can see, but there's actually a couple of rabbits just down there. So what I might get you guys to do is circle around here and see if you can kind of scare them back into the warren. So this is it, guys. The hole. So can you see how he's actually sniffing there? Mm-hmm. That means we're on, guys. That means that there's definitely rabbits down there. So here's the purse net.
That's cool, isn't it?
And when the rabbit hits it, you can see it pulls.
Yeah.
and it creates like a little bag almost.
Yep.
And that's what you want. You want them to actually...
Like get tangled. Could be eating it, aren't they?
Eating the rabbit as well, I mean, it's better than them getting poisoned or putting chemicals out there. And you hear a lot about the new viruses they're going to release. I'm going, well, if we've got a problem, why don't we eat it? Because you're doing two things. One, you're not having to eat mass-produced chicken. You're doing the environment a lot of good, and you're out in nature.
That's it. Good work. Good work. Good work.
That's a big feed.
Good catch. There's your
He's
first
nice.
catch, guys.
Well done, guys.
So all we're going to do is just
Right
a
near
little
the
sharp
top
on
of
the
the
top of the head.
Yep.
And this will either kill him straight away or just knock him out.
Yep. Yep, there you go.
And then
Wow.
it's always a good idea to do another one,
One
just to be
Yep.
safe, just to be sure, but he's already dead.
Yep.
I always like to do two,
Yep.
just to be fair and make sure, but it's so quick. The easiest way then to gut is turn it upside down. Just spread the legs apart. Just put a nick in. And the key thing what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep the blade away from the guts. When you're gutting any animal, otherwise if you pierce the guts, you don't want to eat it because it contaminates the meat. Alright, so then the easiest way, you turn it upside down the other way, and then the guts will drop out.
So instead of going down to the supermarket to get a steak, which is wrapped up in styrofoam and plastic, this is a much more humane way to do it with animals that are going to get killed anyway.
Absolutely.
And you come and you actually have to do the process yourself, so you get to see what's going on. And also you can use all the parts of the animal, so that's pretty cool, isn't it?
I mean, killing is such a small part of it, and I don't like doing it. But if I'm going to eat meat, then I've got to be honest, I've got to be willing to kill my own animal.
Well, that's
And I just
fair.
want to make sure it's quick and as painless as possible. It's as simple as that, really.
Armed with food for the night ahead, Shauna and Adrian felt comfortable dropping the boys off in the vast wilderness that is Tasmania's Central Highlands.
Yeah, it might be easier.
So just tie that around his legs there, Dad. Gonna have just day terrors about this guy coming alive and latching onto my nut bag.
That's what I was laughing at.
Yeah, zombie rabbit.
Thank you so
No
much.
worries. No worries.
Learned so much from you guys.
No worries.
you.
Good luck with your travels. Hope it
Fantastic.
goes really well.
Thank you,
and
mate.
Thank you for coming out with us today.
Best of luck.
You,
Thanks for teaching us so
That's
much.
all right.
what a strange day, mate.
Yeah,
What a strange day that
it was
was.
amazing. We learned a lot. I reckon it's awesome.
We have to find like a location to sleep tonight because it's gonna get cold, mate. And last night we didn't prep very good, and tonight it's gonna be even colder.
On the road again. I can't wait to get back on the road again.
I've got a rabbit. I've got a rabbit. I've got a rabbit between my legs. Maybe in here, Dad.
It is so cold up here. I reckon it's 2 degrees. So we've got to try and get this fire going. Everything's absolutely saturated because there's been so much rain. And we had to kind of pull over early because we need to get a good fire. We need to get good shelter and try and make it through the night. Like that's all it's about tonight. We've just got to survive.
Today was one of the most outrageous days of my life. We met a couple of nice, cool, ethical hunters that taught us how to catch rabbits and kill them in a humane way and eat our food that we've been hunting. And that's what we're doing today. So, very primal day for me, something I've never done in my whole entire life.
The boys eventually got the fire lit, and as the night wore on, enjoyed a well-deserved meal.
Hello, sir.
Mate, you think it's very hard to get a good night's sleep when you're sleeping on a pile of bark and twigs and wet leaves.
Mate, I don't know if we can get out and ride today. It's too cold.
How's the wind?
It's windy. At least be easy to choose what we're wearing. I reckon just put everything you've got on. Every single thing that you own, every bit of clothing. Put it on, and then you'll still be cold. Put a hole in your sleeping bag so you can ride your bike. I reckon you'll still be cold.
And if there's anything left over, should we just put everything in those bags under your eyes?
Do you need me to carry anything for you? Just chuck it in these bags, because, oh yeah, that's sick. All the water's just leaking in my shirt. See you later, world. We'll see you when you're warm.
The boys reluctantly left camp back into the teeth of relentless headwinds. Intermittent snowfalls greeted them as they pressed on into the start of Tasmania's World Heritage areas.
What should we do?
This is pretty dry snow. I think we should press on.
Maybe we should jump in our wetties.
Are we going to get colder?
Well, to save our wet stuff, because later we're going to be in our tent, and if all this is wet, I've got my thermals on, I wouldn't mind keeping them dry.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's try it. Let's get in our wetties.
Don't look, guys! Don't look!
Look at the wetties! Are you kidding me? Look at that! Oh my God, my feet are like ice blocks. Oh no! Oh. You need a hand up.
I can't, I'm just ruining my socks. Ah, man, when you hit me on the bum, it is burning.
Feels good.
What's that?
Oh, is that your leggings or mine?
Your thermal's just sick.
So the purpose of this is keeping everything dry. I can tell you right now, all my underclothes are completely drenched.
Conditions we've had, like we've had every season, all types of weather, from rain to snow to strong winds to sunshine, and now back to snow. I just can't work this joint out, eh?
So far we've made it from Derwent Bridge to the Franklin River, which has been a mission, but we got here. Angie, our producer, has been really keen to go for a swim, so we're going to take her for a swim, which is pretty weird because it's freezing, so I can't wait to see that. But this river behind us, the Franklin River, is important in Tassie folklore. It's where all the humans stood up and tried to save nature, which is pretty weird because usually we spend most of our time destroying it. So I'm proud of us for doing that. The only thing that I kind of wonder about is if they had have dammed this, would it have provided more clean energy? It's just something that always plays on my mind. Anyhow, we'll go and have a swim, see if we don't get a hypothermia, which I reckon we probably will, and think about that power conundrum. Angie's Wim Hoffing.
You go first, Taki.
I've just got a big fat belly.
We're just putting our knees in, basically.
No, you got to go under.
I'm not putting my head under.
Really? Let's get in her.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Fucking hurts! I am the Iceman!
I'm hurting right now, it might not look like it, but I am in excruciating pain. But I'm satisfied that I don't have to shower for another 3-4 days.
Feels like water's climbing up my sphincter. I just feel really numb, to be honest, but the energy is good. The energy of these running rivers and waterfalls, I think it's a good thing. I'm happy with that. I'm probably gonna die tonight.
How much body fat am I shaking?
It's getting pretty dark now. I'm cooked. My feet are numb. Rian said his hands are numb. We've lost the crew again, and we really need to find shelter fast because it's getting cold and we're both getting delusional.
Mate, I am bent out of shape like you wouldn't believe it.
You guys I smell like a dead rabbit, but I'm the cooked one, so just flick me over and stab me with a fork, because I'm all yours, boys.
Hey, I don't know how much further I can go on.
It's game over for us tonight.
This morning, 10Ks out of Queenstown. We had a big ride yesterday. We're feeling super sore. We just really want to get to the coast, and so maybe we're going to go into Queenstown and try hitch a ride.
Queenstown was once a thriving mining town. Sadly, as the mines began to shut down, so did the town. Taking a lead from their namesake in New Zealand, locals are seeking to revitalise the town through tourism.
Oh well, we've made it to Queenstown. Don't know where the crew is, but here we are. We're pretty hungry, so we might try and go get a feed somewhere.
What goes up must come down.
So we rolled into Queenstown and this guy just started abusing us.
What are you doing, you fucking idiot? You've got no idea, you know, what are you doing? You're in Queenstown. This is a mining town, 400 kilometres from the surf. There's no waves around here. Everything around here is toxic.
And we told him what we're doing. He said, well, come and help us. So they're having a massive party here this week, and we've cleaned out the basement of an old hotel. And our last job is to clean this horse float. In return, we've had pancakes, Nutella, bananas, and a bloody good coffee.
Dusty and Rihanna are just fucking absolute pearl of geezers. I love the idea they're travelling around with no money. Some of the happiest days of my life has been absolutely when I've had $2 in the bank, or maybe $1.73. I remember living on Centrelink, and hooray, big shout out to everyone in fucking Centrelink. Yeah, keep the dream alive, yeah? Don't worry about fucking getting too much work or getting too serious about things. Dusty and Rihanna, you bloody idiots.
To their good fortune, Dougie, the local real estate agent, saved the boys the torture of many more hills.
I've ridden around Tasmania.
Have you?
Bike like this?
Fucking road bike.
Dougie, you're a bloody legend, eh?
Fucking lifesaver.
Well, doing these hills with all this weight on your back is just torture at its finest. It's going to be squishy, eh? Squishy and smelly.
Oh, well.
Are you going to give us a bit of accommodation for the night, Dougie?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You're a good bloke. How about that? How about that?
That's unreal. We just got a lift the whole way to Zion, and the legend gave us a house to sleep in the night. There's nothing really in it. It's a vacant house, but we got to have a shower and just clean up, and it's about 5 in the arvo now. And we have a good night's sleep, and that means we can get cracking first thing in the morning.
All scrubbed up, and the boys headed down to the local pub.
Rianne.
Rianne, I'm Janelle. Lovely to meet you.
You too.
Yes.
Hey Janelle, how are you? Dustin?
Thank you, Dustin. Nice to meet you, mate.
You too.
Welcome to the Wild West.
Yeah, thank you. It's pretty wild.
Oh, and at the moment it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Lucky everybody today.
yeah.
It's hailing and carrying on and snowing yesterday.
Oh,
so.
yeah. We copped that yesterday on the way down, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're here to maybe give you a help in some sort of work.
Yep. Rightio for a bit of a hot meal and a couple of beers.
Mate, it sounds unbelievable. We're a bit saddle sore.
Yes. Gone too hard for the last few weeks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get in there and get the kitchen clean. How does that sound?
Sounds unreal.
Yeah, do a couple of things in there.
That
all right then,
sounds
guys,
unreal.
if you want to head on in.
How are you? Hey, Shirley. How I haven't? Oh, how you going?
Is this Mumsy?
No worries.
Hey, Mumsy.
Yeah.
We are working at the pub.
What a day. Queenstown, Zion, we got hooked up, jobs, food. and our first comfy bed in 4 nights. West
Never
Coast.
Never been so excited.
Oh, how good is it? West Coast, you have delivered.
Mate, these.
What? Catcha.
These thermals.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, mate. This is beyond 5-star.
Heading out of Zan today, pretty strange. I think there was once 20 pubs in this town, but it's been good to us. Seen in the West Coast, we got a bed, we got a feed, and onwards to Marrowa through the road to nowhere. Those granny gears go pretty quick, eh?
I'm moving extremely fast in the granny gears. This is the first time we've had favourable riding conditions. No wind, no rain, sun's just come out. We've just cranked out maybe 30 kilometres.
So today we came to the Reese Dam just to compare it to the Franklin River. This is the alternative to not damming a river, is damming it. And if people want to stop damming these things, the simple answer is stop using so much energy. Turn your microwave off, turn your fridge off, turn whatever you can off whenever you can. We won't have to dam these places, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a great alternative to coal or nuclear or any of those other dirty things. Let's get amongst it. We've made it to the Pyman River. I've heard that they named this river after the convicted murderer Alexander Pearce, the Pyman, and he's done some gnarly things, I think. And there was a rumour that this red water was blood. I don't know if it's true. I don't reckon it's true.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Problem is, it costs money to get across here. It's like 25 bucks in a car. Not sure how it's going to go.
We might swim.
Travelling with no cash requires a positive attitude and ability to talk to anyone. The boys sweet-talked the barge driver into a free trip and managed to stay dry this time.
I've got lots of gears, but the scenery is so nice. It's a good way to appreciate it slowly. That's the biggest hill I've ever seen in my life, mate.
It's not easy being eco-friendly, eh? I tell you that much for free.
Light winds and a full day of riding with no stops had allowed the boys to cover a huge amount of ground, but a lack of food fatigued them to the point of defeat. Only the hope of a surf the next day could drive them on.
Rian, we made it to the west coast of Tassie, the coast. We did bypass some good spots, but we're here and there's heaps of swell and the wind's offshore in the morning. I'm so excited to lie down near the ocean.
It's bloody beautiful.
Well, I can offer you guys some sausages if you like.
Did I just hear sausages?
Yeah,
I think you did.
Mate, we could probably offer you like an Oompa Loompa dance.
Okay then.
How are we going to do that? You go down first.
Oompa
Loompa,
Oompa doo.
if you are wise, I will listen to you. We will live in harmony too.
You know the
Just
song,
like
good.
the Oompa Loompa, doopity doo. You know the song too, don't you?
I can't do any more.
One of the best things about travelling is the people you meet. The boys ran into Bella travelling with her kids at a place called the Edge of the World. Tonight she was more than happy to share a sunset and a few snags.
Morning, sunshine.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. It's been hard on the road, trying to find where you're going to snap one off. Dustin's found probably the most Western style toilet to date.
Woo. This is something a little luxurious.
Where are we, Dust?
We are West Point, far northwest tip of Tassie, and we are going surfing.
I'm gonna be stiff as a honeymooner's doodle, though.
Mate, you'll be right, you'll be right.
All right, all right.
Mate, it was so good to just surf with one mate. The waves weren't pumping, but our bodies wouldn't even work after all that riding.
Worked up an appetite, and the funny thing is, probably not going to eat for a while. So, another tricky day on our hands.
Critch!
You know this fella?
I know Critch.
You know Critch?
I know Critch.
What's Critch got installed for us?
This is the mayor of Marilla.
Not really. How are you?
Good, mate.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you, mate.
Wow.
Been a very long time.
How are you, mate?
Good.
I've heard a bit about you.
Yeah.
Rian.
Pleased to meet you, mate.
Yeah, it's
mate.
the next door neighbour up at Lennox, so...
Looks like the legs are wearing away with all this push by
Oh,
Yeah.
mate, my whole body's wearing away.
Yeah.
Well, there was nothing to me from the beginning.
Pick some rugged weather, but
I run around in the shower to get wet, Critch.
yeah. Have you got a shower?
Nah, haven't had a shower yet.
Tonight it's supposed to rain.
I was hoping you were going to offer me a shower, maybe.
Yeah, I believe there's something like that going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, well, it's good
Who
to
puts
see
their
you.
best foot forward first? I'll give you the shower and then get you to work, or?
Oh, mate, if you're going to put us up, we'll do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
mate. I
We've
could-
been sleeping on the rocky ground for 6 nights in rain and snow.
Phil was more than happy to host the boys for the night with a feed and a bed. A fair exchange for some manual labour.
This is your digs for the night. First job, if you don't mind. I don't like telling people what to do. All the leaves and the branches that fallen out of the trees, a good rake around here. Roof might need scraping off in terms of branches that have dropped and leaves. That'll start you off anyway.
Yeah, that'll get us going.
I'm sure you'll be comfortable compared to what you've been telling me.
Yeah, oh, it'll be much appreciated.
It's good to be able to participate in your endeavours in trying to portray a lot that's wrong with the way that everybody lives, yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Totally agree with that ethos.
Yeah.
We all consume too much, and it only takes a little bit of throttling back, and 10%, 15% of a person's average consumption is going to go a long way when you multiply it by the amount of people.
Phil has spent his whole life in the ocean and agreed to take the boys abalone diving to get some dinner.
Hi-ho, hi-ho. Off to get and have we go.
I've been ab diving plenty of times before, and it's a nice little pastime in Tassie. Rian's never been before.
I've never done it.
You can be the shark bait up on the surface, flashing around.
I'll keep an eye out for the sharks.
Yeah. And if you go missing, we'll know it's time to come ashore.
All right, sweet.
That sounds good.
I started when I was 11 or 12 just to make pocket money up at Eden when I first started back in the day, and first started to need some money as a young budding teenager. So I saw that as a way of making a bob. Licence cost $2 back in those days, and anybody could go and do it. Every 2 or 3 years the abs would grow back, so there'd be other people get involved. And the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, they'd all knock off work and go ab diving for 2 or 3 months. It became an industry after that. It became worth a lot more money than what it was back then. Having said that, things are changing around here underwater. If I showed you footage of here 25 years ago, you'd go, what the hell's happened here? You know, and it's all around the state. We used to get long macrocystis, the floating kelp, in all the bays here. There's none at all now. It's not because of sea urchins. I think it's because of the ozone getting strong 20 years ago. The bottom itself, there's different organisms and corals and crustose things that were never ever there. There are species of fish that you never saw here before that are, you know, we catch them all year round now. Snapper up the islands, kingfish in the summer, different other things that are sort of as well documented now, the southern migration of northern varieties of fish. So we're the biggest problem that abalone have got, but they're dealing with other issues as well. You can't discount those. Just lately there's been a push by people that can afford to speak their minds rather than through their wallet for more restrictions and to give the abalone a bigger chance to proliferate like it should.
That was the first time ab diving for me, and it was such a good experience. I didn't actually catch any or chip them off the rocks, but I've seen Dustin and Phil get one, and Phil's such a legend, and it's such a different way to kind of catch a feed instead of just pulling it off the supermarket shelf.
I think it's one of the most honest ways of being able to get a feed, going and grabbing it with your hands. And as with all types of fishing, only take what you need for a feed.
Let's get going, mate. This weather's pretty bad.
The film crew were giving the public clues as to the boys' whereabouts on social media. Locals in the know found it easy to track them down.
I got a report of 2 young blokes with surfboards on their back tuning around the place, and I find it's my old mate Dusto.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. What are you doing?
Oh, we're trying to get round Tassie with no cash, no phone, and see how we go.
All right, you're doing all right. You got 3/4 of the way around. Some pretty dodgy roads between here and Smithton, mate. How about, I'm a bit worried about your safety on these roads. How about you ditch the bikes and I'll give you a ride through to Stanley or so?
What do you reckon, Rian?
Mate, I'm just glad he hasn't pinned us for no helmets right at this particular moment.
Good point, I'd forgotten about that. So, yeah, you better ditch the bikes and I'll give you a ride through.
Dusto, mate, knows everyone, even the local coppers. How good is this?
Just good luck, mates, just good luck.
Oh, I was getting so sick riding in this putrid weather.
Boys, are you ripper?
Yeah, mate, that's right. Like I said, public service. You know, you can't have you blokes riding up in a 40-knot bloody gale with those surfboards on your back. It's dangerous, so...
It's a lifesaver, Boise.
Yeah.
Belts on, boys.
The boys left the bikes with Boise and agreed to carry on by foot.
So we've had a police escort the whole way from Marilla to Boat Harbour, which has been great on a rainy day like this. And we've just heard that Lady Tracy has looked us up on Laps TV and is going to put us up for the night. So that's awesome. Let's go and have a look.
2 nights of comfy accommodation, keeping warm with friendly people.
No worries, Dustin. No worries, Ryan, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Yeah, buddy.
People of Tasmania are very hospitable. That's what
Friendly.
we're learning.
And it feels like the weather's gotten a lot colder, so being in nice accommodation is going to be good.
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Bit of a wet trip. Hey, Dustin.
The Honky family took the boys in on a dreary Tasmanian night. After 2 good nights of food and shelter, they were ready to forge on.
Oh, cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks for having us. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so welcoming. Cheers, Link. Just smash a fish
The Tarkine is a contentious area of northwest Tasmania. On one hand, it is Australia's largest temperate rainforest and a place of great archaeological significance that is home to over 60 rare and endangered species. On the other, its abundant mineral and timber resources have been viewed by some as an economic boost to Tasmania's struggling economy.
Scott Jordan's brought us into the Tarkine today, and for me it's super interesting because I grew up in Tassie and I've always known about the war between loggers and greenies. It seems like it's another one of the things where we're putting the economy before anything else, and destroying whole ecosystems. But that's just my take on it, so I'll be interested to hear what Scott says and find out the truth behind what's going on with the logging and the mining in these areas that we'll never ever get back once we log them or mine them or destroy them.
We've got some possums that we've released up in this area recently, and so we've got some possum boxes, nesting box sort of set up that we need to get up into some of these trees, and that, so as they disperse, there's some places for them to go.
Cool.
Look, at the moment, the threats to the Tarkine have been mining. The key threat right at the moment is logging. We've got a state government who's hell-bent on pushing logging into previous reserves. And so we've seen, I guess, a resurgence in government appetite for destroying these areas at a time when the economics of it really don't match the rhetoric. We're seeing a time when Forestry Tasmania, the state government's logging agency, is losing huge amounts of money, $30 million plus per year that the taxpayer is footing the bill for. We're seeing global markets saying we don't want to buy rainforest wood chips and timber. We want, we want things that are sustainable and have community support behind them. There's reams of science about why this area is worthy of protection. It's globally significant. It's the largest temperate rainforest left in Australia. It's home to over 60 rare, threatened and endangered species. It's an ark for the survival of some of those species. But at the end of the day, I think the reason people really save it is because when you stand in these places, it does something to you. We come home when we come to these forests, and it has an impact. And for all of the science and all the economics, and they're important parts of our campaign, I think it's that personal connection that people have with it that really makes the difference. I often joke that I bring people in here generally interested and send them home evangelists, and the forest does that to them.
Scott gave the boys a lift to his hometown of Burnie, and from there they were on their own.
Heading to the east coast, weather's perfect for a bit of hitchhiking.
Boat harbour to Burnie, Burnie to Turners.
Went hung out with the boys at Davenport.
Davenport Rivermouth, and now we're at Latrobe. This is Booney. She's been good luck, boys.
Booney.
Fucking
Thank you,
good luck,
buddy.
fellas.
That's full done.
Are they sealed?
Oh,
would you? You would, wouldn't you? Very good.
Mate, they're spot on.
That's a good find.
How far is Lornie?
Lornie is like 40 minutes.
It's a long way.
That's not even that far.
That's pretty far.
Maybe we should just go.
Then what are you going to do?
Just drive back.
Really?
Yeah.
Lily has driven us the whole way from somewhere near Devonport to Perth, and I reckon this is a worthy jumper. There you go.
Legend.
Enjoy that thing.
Enjoy, Lil.
Thank you, legend.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Out of Lily's car and straight into Nancy's, the boys were on a roll.
Wow, this is a cool little spot you've got here.
Oh, it's lovely.
Made it to Evandale from Boat Harbour today. Nancy's gonna let us stay for the night on her land. We're splitting a bit of wood so we can have a flyer. Lovely rural outlook. Tasmanians are awesome. Revenge on us.
East side of Launceston in a place called Perth. We're heading to the east coast today. Thanks to Nancy, we had a beautiful comfy sleep and got nice and full on healthy tucker.
The journey continued on with 100 kilometres to reach the east coast and the ocean again.
18 hours of hitching.
Blokes in utes with high vis on, they won't pick you up. No matter how many seats they got, they will not pick you up. Girls, ladies, we love you. Thank you for stopping.
Beautiful.
You were kind.
We have made it to Tasmania's sunny east coast, River.
How good is the east coast? The surf conditions look pretty fun. So, we're loving life.
The boys made it to the beach by mid-morning.
Oh, yeah.
We're on.
Oh, look at this little pea.
This one's over there, Dustin.
That'll do, mate. That'll do. Let's get out there.
East coast, love you.
After a quick rinse-off, the boys continued on foot towards the coastal hamlet of Bicheno.
So we made it to Bicheno and did a little shout out on local radio talking about how friendly everyone is in Tas. Ended up with a care package from the lovely Simone and a fishing rod off a guy called Swanee. So we're going to have a little bit of a brew and head over to the local jetty and see if we can get ourselves some fish.
Despite having all the gear and a hot local tip on where to catch a feed, the boys failed dismally. They will not be featuring on a fishing show anytime soon.
Just left beautiful, friendly beaches. It was fantastic down there, rejuvenated, back on the hitch, heading to the Tasman Peninsula, see how far we can make it.
Hitching sped up the lap dramatically. The boys decided to push on to the Tasman Peninsula in the hope of scoring some better waves and meeting some quirky humans.
Technically, we're 10 kilometres away from Hobart, meaning we would be able to finish the lap right now, but we've got 3 days left, so we're going down the Tasman Peninsula. Come with us.
That's one thing that you cannot predict if you do not have a phone that has technology where you can check the weather. Hail. It's hailing and we're trying to hitch. Not a very good combination.
Every car we get in is slowly getting smaller.
She's beautiful and sunny now, Rian, so by my calculations we've got about 3 minutes before it pisses down again. It's been the weirdest day of hitching. We've come from Freycinet all the way down here. We're going for Eaglehawk Neck, but we got a lift with the owner of the cabins just near Shipstone's Bluff.
Alice.
So, Alison.
Yeah, Alice.
And that's epic. So we don't know if it's on or not because we don't have access to weather maps. We're going to walk to the lookout and have a look and see what's going on. If it looks good, we might keep walking and camp there for the early. If it looks bad, we'll probably come back and reassess, but big day hitching.
Shipstone's Bluff is an amazing big wave that has put Tasmania on the map. It is a fickle mistress that takes a big swell to break properly. The boys headed in with a faint hope that it might be working.
Me and Dustin have been sitting here for 2 hours, procrastinating whether to go camp down the bottom at Shipstones. The swells drop in, so we're going to head to some beaches and hopefully find some little waves. But meanwhile, Dusto's just melting down, probably.
It's just the way it is in Tassie, mate. So close, but so far.
Yeah.
Bit of hard yakking for a night's accommodation.
The boys spent the night camping at Andy and Alison's farm at the start of the track to Shipstone's Bluff. Andy and Alison have a lot of work to do to keep the property running, and any help they can get is much appreciated.
Leaving Shipstone's Bluff, nice and full from Andy and Alison. Cooked us up an omelette, homemade cranberry juice, and some energy.
The lives some Tasmanians have created for themselves in wild areas of the state are quite remarkable. Despite not scoring waves at Shipstone's Bluff, the boys were in for a treat when Andy took them to meet his mentor and student of deep ecology, Peter Adams.
1985, I got a call from a guy, and with a funny accent, who later turned out to be British. And he said, would you like to come to Tasmania to lecture at the art school? And I hung up the phone and I turned to my partner. I said, where's Tasmania? Anyways, I thought, I'll do this for a year. And I came here for that, supposedly a year. Now, what, 31 years have passed. I fell in love with Tasmania. I bought the property in 1991 and there was nothing on it. There was no road in. There was no electricity, no running water. Barren, it was all former pasture land. So I set about planting one tree for every day I lived here. That was 24 years ago, so there's over 9,000 trees. It was like a big blank canvas that allowed me to do things that I'd been studying about in deep ecology and regenerative healing of landscape. And so I just slowly lived in my bus for 8 years, first 4 years of no electricity. And we started doing my studio work, trying to visualize or manifest the philosophy I've been hearing about deep ecology and returning to nature and understanding that nature can heal. And then people started slowly coming and finding that while they were here, the land was speaking to them.
'Cause I'll be yours, love, 'cause I'll be yours, 'cause I'll be yours, my love, because I'll be yours, because I'll be yours. The simple things.
Whether than or not I can pass anything on, I'm not sure. I do know I can plant seeds. So the idea is, especially younger people who come here, if you can just plant a seed that will sprout where they will work to do what they can to create a more sustainable, peaceful earth, fine. But also I try to plant a seed of empowerment within people, that they feel they have within them something that will benefit humankind and the rest of the living world.
K's out of Hobart. We are on the home stretch and feeling good about it. It's a sensational feeling.
We really have just completed the lap. We just went past Hobart Airport, but
We feel like we should keep going on into Hobart City so we can get into the city, have a beer and come home with some wet sails.
Excitement levels were high as the boys closed in on Tasmania's capital city.
We're here. We are arriving in Hobart.
Hobart's waterfront has long been a welcome sight for weary travellers.
We're back in Hobart. I feel tired, but I feel satisfied. I've accomplished something I've wanted to do for so long. And getting out in nature just reaffirmed that thought that I had, that being in nature teaches you how important it is and how it's our job to look after it.
I feel exhausted, but I feel like I have accomplished something that I always wanted to do. I was exposed to wild weather, I felt vulnerable, I met a lot of inspiring people, and I learnt more than I could ever imagine, and I honestly love every bit of it. We've made it, Dust. What are we going to do now?
I reckon we just keep on going, mate.
Yeah, I'm keen for that.
Dustin and Brianna really throttled back their consumption this trip. Compared to Australian averages, they were able to inhale 28 less plates of food, save 4,282 litres of water usage, and the electricity usage negated by roughing it for just 12 days would be enough to power a light bulb for 12,000 hours.
So this is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and welcome to the ride.
Just me and you, diving into the blue, sipping jungle juice now on the road to figure it out. Just me and you, diving into the blue, sipping jungle juice now on the road. Figure it out on the road, on the road, on the road, on the road.
Dusty and Rian, you bloody idiots.